Yeah, so we decided to watch this cool little, I would consider it an indie kind of drama slash crime.
Yeah, it's an indie film.
It came out in 1986. It stars Keanu Reeves and a few other actors. It's just Keanu Reeves.
Crispin Glover, he's also
Yeah,
big.
he's Marty's dad in Back to the Future.
That's all
That's
he's
all he's
known
known
for.
for. He's in it as well as Keanu Reeves. It's pretty much a story of a murder mystery. Oh, it's not really a mystery. The movie kind of tells you, actually, it straight up tells you who the murderer is in the beginning of the story of the film.
Yeah, it kind of breaks down like the, I guess, sort of, I don't want to say psychology, sort of like that, but
Yeah, so the beginning of the movie, it tells you, or it shows you who the killer is and the body. So it's not really hiding anything. I think the point of this movie is, like what Ricardo was saying, kind of like breaking down the psychology of it and the point of view
yeah,
of like the killer. I think his name is John.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Although,
And then, so basically, the whole movie, it's just this group of friends who is really in shock when they see their friend, I think Clarissa is her name. They see her body, her dead body, on the river's edge. That's why,
yeah, they just don't know what to say about it. They're like, holy shit,
yeah.
she's dead.
It's like, oh, she's
And
dead.
that feels kind of genuine, like response. It's not like, oh, pick up the bodies, throw it in the river.
Yeah.
No, they're just like, they don't know what to do, and they don't want to touch it, like, cause they're afraid they're gonna get in trouble. And they do get questioned about that later on in the movie. But yeah, that's a really just, it shows kind of like an honest portrayal of what teenagers go through. And the funny thing is that they're kind of stoners,
Yeah.
so the way they process it, it's just like insane.
Yeah. It's genuine. They don't know what to do. And then I think the first people who see it are Keanu Reeves and Crispin Glover, right?
I think no, it's Keanu Reeves' younger brother. I forgot his name. Was it Tim?
Tim, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think it's him. He sees the body. It's funny because John, he just leaves it. He just leaves the body there. Doesn't bother. He just stripped it naked and just leaves.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the first one to see it, and he kind of brags about it, like, "Oh, I saw a dead body," but no one like believes him or anything. They don't even bother questioning him about it. But yeah, John kind of brags about it at school. They're like, "Oh, I killed her," and no one believes him. They think it's just all fun and games, but he eventually just takes Crispin Glover and Matt, and
Keanu
Keanu to
Reeves,
see
yeah.
the body, and yeah, and they're like, holy shit, and they take everyone else, and everyone's just in
Everyone's
shock.
like, nah, that's not real. But then they like kick it, and then they can see
Yeah,
like, oh
like
my god,
it has to be a
it's
dummy.
real. It's a real body.
Yeah, because it gets to a point where the body reaches like its rigor mortis status,
Yeah,
like,
there's like bluish
it
lips,
just
and then
begins to
yeah.
decompose, and it just looks weird, and I could, it makes sense why they were confused by it, like they thought, well, it's fake, but it isn't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I liked how the response to the dead body was genuine. A lot of the times, like you said, it's like,
Yeah,
oh my god, well let's let's toss it over here, or like I don't know, just like an immediate
yeah, that's
response in every other movie. But then this one, it's like, oh yeah, dude, if I was there, I would have no idea what to say. Like I would just be in shock. Yeah,
holy
like
shit.
damn.
Yeah, even Crispin Glover, like he's the one who wants to get rid of
Hmm.
it, and he wants to like save his friend John, but he's like he has to do it all by
And it's funny too,
himself, and
because according to the movie, he doesn't really know John, but he wants to help him as a friend.
oh yeah,
So I thought that was funny, and I guess kind of nice.
yeah.
Maybe he has something personal going on, and he just feels like he has to help John. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a weird
Hmm.
motivation, but he just does it because he's like, because they're all in it
Yeah.
already. So it's like, might as well try to hide it, but
Hmm.
eventually the body is found.
And I've been reading a few reviews of this movie, and for people
Mhm.
who have recently seen it a year ago, a couple months ago, it's pretty mixed because a lot of times they say like, oh, what I don't really empathize with these characters. I couldn't identify.
Yeah, it's a pretty mixed
Yeah.
response. Some have it as like a nostalgia
Hmm.
trip, like who saw it during that
Hmm.
time. And I feel like it makes sense why those people might like really like it and appreciate it because it was released during an era where I guess it was released during the Reagan era, and I guess like politics do play an effect on media, like on
Hmm.
films. Like it changes, like it gives a tone immediately.
Hmm.
And you could tell these kids are being like they're kind of messed up and they're having like family
Hmm.
issues, and these they're not really a good situation right now. Like these kids, they've been failed by some system for sure.
Hmm.
And so even though it's not explored, you could pick up like the clues quickly and figure out yourself. And maybe some people who saw it, they they interpret it, and you can see it from their perspective.
Yeah, like the teacher and one of the students, Keanu's future girlfriend. I think they had a thing
Hmm.
going on. I don't know. And then a lot of the there's a review that said that they didn't like Glover's acting.
Yeah, because well, that's the thing with he's kind of all over the place, but he's always like doing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So I was okay with it because he gets like so like high in his car, and he just sleeps in his car in the middle of the street, and he gets found by the cops, and he. But yeah,
Yeah, and a lot of people say that the movie dragged on.
I could see that. Like maybe if it was trimmed down at least 10 minutes, I would have been fine with it.
I could see that too, but to me, there's a difference of a movie being dragged on and it's just being boring. I don't like it. And there's
Mhm.
a movie drags on for a reason, or
I
I don't
feel
really
it's.
notice it as
I guess
much.
it's done purposefully because
Yeah.
like they're just like they don't know what to do anymore. It's like fuck, we're all into this, and
or
and they're just waiting till they get caught. I
or
guess.
or maybe they were really trying to squeeze in the hour and a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe so. It's like we're just padding.
Yeah. This would have been a great short film.
I guess so. Yeah, at least like 50 minutes or less.
Yeah. But
But yeah,
it's
also
good.
like Dennis Hopper's in this film.
Yeah. He's always like the bad guy.
And he kind of like sort of, but he plays interesting characters in all his films.
Hmm.
On this one, he kind of just also kind of brags that, oh, I killed my girlfriend, and he has like this sex doll,
Yeah.
and it's so weird. He has like a prosthetic leg too, and yeah, and his dynamic with John is kind of interesting. Like he sees John like, oh shit, this guy's really messed up. He's far messed up than I am.
Yeah, and then well, I don't want to spoil the movie in case anyone wants to see it, because I feel like that's a big. I mean, in terms of the movie, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, towards the
Yeah.
end, right? What he does to John, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this guy, he was hopeless. There's nothing to do about him.
It's funny because I like how he like kind of puts that burden on himself. Like I have to do this because there's no hope for him.
Yeah.
So that was interesting what he did and why he did it. But it's
Mhm.
funny because that just solves all the issues. To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a pretty standard movie. I
Mhm.
thought it was kind of funny actually, especially I thought Crispin Glover was kind of funny just because he was kind of dumb and
Yeah, he was just he was like the perfect stoner character.
yeah,
He was just,
he's oh yeah, and then I thought it was
he was just fun to watch. Honestly.
yeah, and then the interaction between like John and Feck, so Dennis Hopper's character and then the killer. I thought
Yeah.
that was kind of funny too because I don't know that like when they were in his house they would kind of just speak nonsense to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he plays with his sex doll too.
Yeah.
He lets him use it. It's like you could tell Feck, he's kind of disturbed by it. He's like,
He's like,
no,
no,
that's mine.
no. And then Keanu Reeves' brother is a bit weird. I don't know what his motive was in all this. Maybe because he doesn't like his brother, or he just wanted attention, or
Yeah, I feel like these kids are messed up already, and it just makes sense. Like, I'm gonna kill you, and it would have been interesting if he killed his brother.
that would have been darker though.
It would have been interesting, like, yeah, a bit darker. But he just talks him out of it. Tells him like, you don't want to do this.
Fairly quick too.
Like he kind of does he apologize for it too?
Yeah, he does.
He said like, oh, he
Yeah.
does. He apologizes for like hitting
Yeah.
him. But yeah, like his brother also, he's kind of a nuisance. Like he gets like his little sister's like doll and throws it in the river. That's where he sees the dead body. But yeah,
Yeah, so clearly he's messed up. I mean, he did that to his little sister, and he wanted to kill his brother. I like Keanu Reeves. I mean, I know you don't really like his acting, but he's kind of like the
I feel like when he was young, in his young years, like around this age, I think he was pretty solid. But as he grew older, I don't think his acting is that good.
like
He's a good stunt performer,
yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest. That's what I like about him.
yeah, like when he talks to the cops in the like the little room.
Yeah. I feel like that's one of his best moments in the film.
Yeah, that's a strong moment.
Where he's being honest about it. It's like, oh, they don't know what to do. I didn't want to get in
yeah,
trouble.
and then he just breaks out. It's like, man. Well, it's like I don't know what to do, man. You know what I mean? Like he just
Yeah.
breaks out. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I think this was like his third movie. He was like one of the actors who just showed up for the casting call, and he was like, "This is it. This is my actor for Matt," and he's got the role.
It
So,
was
yeah.
his long hair. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Also, Crispin Glover. I think he was pretty huge. I'm surprised they were able to afford him. I guess.
just because of Back to the Future.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know if that like boosted his career,
Mhm.
or maybe he just wanted to like distance himself from. I think he distanced himself from those.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, this film is also based like on a real murder. that happened.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, in 1981.
Oh.
So it's the same thing. A 16-year-old high school
Mhm.
student killed by, I think, her boyfriend.
Mhm.
She was raped and killed, and he bragged about it at
Oh,
school.
dang.
And so that's how it goes on like this.
Yeesh.
And yeah, it was just pretty awful.
Yeah,
And
it
then
does
you could
sound.
see like how this film just took something quite serious, and it was not done it was done like in a very well mannered, like it's not distasteful
Mhm.
about it. You know, it's not cringe or
Mhm.
anything. Like it takes it kind of seriously.
Mhm. It does, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just about the kids, the teenagers trying to deal with it. And it's like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
yeah, they just don't want to get in trouble, and so they just don't talk about it.
I mean, I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I think everyone will.
Yeah.
It's like when you see it, you're like, you can't do anything about it. It's like, oh, I just want to walk
Yeah.
away.
No, but I mean, that was pretty much the movie.
Yeah,
It was
but yeah, it's
it was a
just
bit funny, but it took itself serious when it needed to. It was funny because the characters are funny, cause they were
yeah,
stoners.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because you know how they find like I like the reaction when they find the sex doll in the river because it was just like it washed away and they thought it was a body.
Yeah.
And it was funny because it was an interesting like it's a good recuperation about it, like it because in the beginning they say, oh, it's not real, it's probably like a plastic doll,
Mhm.
sort of like that.
Oh, I see. I see.
And next
They
thing you know,
see
they do
a
find
doll.
one in the river, so it's like, yeah, they don't like, it was just funny
Yeah, I can see that.
how like it brought back, I remember like, oh shit, yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the director Tim Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
The most recent movie he did was a movie with Nick Cage. It's called.
Was it good?
According to the reviews, it was received very poorly. It's with Nicolas
Okay,
Cage. It's
yeah.
called Looking Glass.
Looking Glass.
Yeah. He did this in
He directed Smiley Face
2018.
Killers. Yeah, I don't think this guy directed anything good in that. This is probably his
Like,
magnum opus.
yeah, like his best one. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he did a few over the 2000s and the 90s, but I don't think most of them were received very well.
Yeah, he was a writer for Over the Edge, which is also a pretty good movie.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of similar to this, but it's just more about young teenagers being just like messed up.
Yeah.
There's no murder or anything. Oh, there is a murder, but that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
I have to watch that. It looks like a lot of his movies he uses. Well, maybe not a lot, but he uses Crispin Glover. Oh, actually, his most recent film is 2020, Smiley Face Killers.
Yeah,
It's an interesting title.
that's bad. That sounds bad immediately.
It's like that new movie Smile coming out.
That looks terrible. I want to see the movie there. That looks
It
fun.
does look fun.
That looks fun to laugh
Remember, don't smile. Yeah, but
No.
that was River's Edge. It's a pretty interesting movie. I've honestly never seen a movie like this. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Mhm.
different. I've never really seen like a kind of like
Yeah.
a dark and humorous kind of
It's funny
serious
because
movie.
it's an 80s
Yeah,
film.
and it's an
you
80s.
know, 80s films, we have like different perspectives about them. Like we think they're like, oh look, 80s awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
But this is pretty like the dark side of the 80s, where
yeah,
like there was murders, there was kids being kidnapped.
yeah,
And yeah, that's something not often's been talked
yeah.
about.
This ain't your average Stranger Thing.
Mhm.
But yeah,
But yeah,
that was River's Edge. You can catch it on Amazon Prime. I think it's free, right?
yeah, it's free,
Yeah, it's
to,
free
watch.
to watch. If you like like these kind of movies, like this era of movies where they would just make kind of mystery thrillers from the 80s, or kind of
Mhm.
like 80s drama, dark crime. You think I think we'll think you'll like this. What's a good example or a good comparison to this movie? Yeah, like
I'll say like Over the Edge, which I mentioned.
Mm.
It's sort of like different, but it focuses on like kind of similar aspects to it.
because the way it's shot is
I don't
shot. It's like it's very simple, so it does feel very very indie. So
Mhm.
if you like those kind of movies, like I think, yeah, I mean, okay,
yeah, there's not, I don't see nothing like this at all. To
yeah,
be
it's
honest,
yeah.
like, that I've seen
To
currently.
be honest,
So yeah, this film is kind of unique for like its
Mhm.
time and currently now in film history.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So yeah, River's Edge. It's got Keanu Reeves, aka John Wick, aka
Neo.
Neo, and Marty's dad. It was fun. Oh, I give it a out of 5 stars. I give it a 3.
Yeah, I give it the same thing. I thought that was pretty solid,
Yeah.
decent.
Hey, you
I
know,
recommend it.
yeah, I recommend it too. You know what's kind of like it, but it's a bit newer.
Mhm.
Well, at
Which
least in
one?
my opinion, maybe Fargo.
Fargo?
Yeah. Although Fargo is better.
I mean, Fargo's a bit older.
Oh, is it? I thought it came out in
Yeah,
the 90s.
yeah, it came out like
No.
yeah, it came out like a decade later, sort of.
Yeah, that's why. So
Um,
Fargo is 96. So you mean River's Edge is older? This is 86.
yeah, River's Edge is older, but this one is pretty old too.
Yeah.
Fargo.
Anyways.
Yeah, Fargo's great.
Yeah. So thanks for everyone who's listening. If you guys want to go see River's Edge, go for it. It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I mean, yeah, keep watching movies for the for those who listen. Or if you don't like watching movies but you like listening to people talk about movies, that's cool too. But yeah,
Yeah.
thanks so much and cheers.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.